very well to say it would be a crime to do so, that the law would have them up for the offence. But by the time such an accusation could be laid, the post-house was a long way from that of the local watch, he might well be suffering a broken skull. "Sure, it's a simple enough request that you seek out the thing and see if Mr. Pearce here is telling you the truth. Lieutenant, simple. As I say," Michael added, seeing no need to change the even tenor of his speech, "and the act of a kindly man, a Christian soul, who could look his Maker in the eye come Judgment Day." The implication that he might be making that acquaintance soon had no need to be openly expressed. With a sigh, the purse-master went to the bags brought in from around the local area, rummaging around the one from Sandwich, not by any means full, yet with enough letters to require a search. Eventually, he located the required missive and checked the address before turning it over, his eyes, much as he tried to disguise it, registering his astonishment at the address from which it had been sent, and made doubly obvious by the device on the wax seal. "It was written in Sandwich jail," Pearce acknowledged, "and at a time I fully expected I would never again see a morning without chains. It is, in its nature, a plea to a woman to free herself of any thoughts of me. But now, sir, as you can plainly see, I'm a free man." "It is also true," Michael added, in a slightly edgier tone, "that we have pressing business elsewhere." "Where," the postmaster was thinking, "is a male coach guard when you need him?" One of that fraternity, with their 2 regulation pistols and a blunderbuss, would soon see off this pair. But the London coach was yet to arrive, and today's Dover conveyance had already left. In thinking on that, his expression had hardened, leaving Pearce with the impression that he would not achieve that which he desired, a return of the letter so he could destroy it. Only then did it occur that there was another way. "I appreciate, sir, that your duty forbids you to pass over the letter, and I would not ask you to risk your position to oblige me. But I would beg that you allow me to append a short message on the cover, to say the contents no longer hold true." "The seal stays unbroken, sir?" "Yes." It was with some relief the postmaster answered. "Then I fail to see the harm." Given a quill and ink, John Pearce merely wrote on the cover that Emily Barclay should ignore the contents, as he was now a free man, which, when it was handed over, caused the postmaster to ask for what crime he had been arraigned. "Smuggling, sir." The man threw back his head in what was close to disgust, proving that on this coast his thinking lay with the majority. "Well, sir, if that be a crime, and I fail to see it as such, then they had best feel the choler of half the folk of Kent, many of whom would starve if they could not avoid the duties levied by our greedy government." As Pearce was penning his superscription, the jailer at Sandwich was wondering, as had been the postmaster moments before, if he might get his head broken before anyone could come to his aid. Before him stood 4 real ruffians, the leader of whom, a man of high colour and temper, as well as a gruff, cracked voice and pock-marked skin, had gone bright red with fury when he heard that Lieutenant John Pearce was no longer his prisoner. "Set free afore 10 of the clock this very morning, sir." "So, he paid the fine, the thief?" "No, he couldn't run to that." "How so was he freed, then? When it was told to me he was caught in the very act." The jailer stepped back. That red and furious face had come too close for comfort, so close he could see clearly where the pox had marked it deeply, as well as the fact that the man's light brown eyes seemed to be flecked with gold, more cat-like than human. "2 fellows turned up in court and said they'd volunteered to join the King's Navy at Mr. Pearce's request. Now, they did not say they were in the contraband game, but it stands to reason that will be the case. I dare say you know the Navy loves a smuggler for their skills."